Well, we're got a few minutes before, a few seconds before we're live.
It says we're live.
Oh, I was thinking the
Hello.
countdown, and I thought, never mind. So, welcome to the new show with all mistakes in tow. Uh, so we're going to be reviewing comics. So we'll start with Fabrizio.
That's
What's
me.
on your? Yeah, we'll solo you so you can show what book.
Yeah. So I'm always reading a few things at once because I have really bad. I'm not going to say ADHD, but I get in the mood for different things at different times. So maybe a more serious book, maybe more fiction, maybe comics or whatever. So I'm always reading multiple things at the same time. And I have been reading this particular compendium, I don't know, for months and months at this point. That would be the G.I. Joe compendium.
No.
It's huge. And this is the first one. This is compendium 1. It's nuts. And I'm this far. So, I'll read an issue, put it down, I'll read an issue. I mean, it's classic 80s comics. Larry
Move it over a
Hama.
little bit in front of your
Yeah,
face,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is actually hard because it's so big.
Yeah.
It's sort of classic Bronze Age stuff. The stories are great. It's pretty different than the cartoon, though. That was the biggest thing that I noticed is that it's not maybe a little more serious than the cartoon, which I guess that makes sense. The cartoon's kind of goofy a lot of times, but the core concepts are there. The comic book is just kind of just like a military covert operation, book. So I appreciate that. Um, the one thing I know is for the artwork, and I can't really. You know what? Hold on here. Give me a minute. I think I can pull in another camera,
Okay.
and then so take me off the screen. Let me do something real quick, and
Okay. I think it's just there we go.
yeah. The thing about the artwork is, let's see here. Actually, I think that works. Let's see. On the fly. On the fly.
Oh. Oh, let me solo you again.
I'm getting an echo. Yeah, there's something going on.
Is that better?
Hello? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, there's... Nope.
Technical difficulties. All right.
Okay, let's try this again. So the artwork. They really pull out. So in order to see everything that's going on, it's very like extended shots,
Yeah.
especially like the fight scenes, because you have to show like vehicles and airplanes and tanks fighting, and you really can't do that. Um,
No
on
close-ups.
Yeah, so it's funny because I was thinking about the old GI Joe versus the Transformers, and this is probably going to not be right. Oh, there we go. the old GI Joe versus Transformers from Jay Lee, and it's an incredible book. Jay Lee isn't really known for like dynamic stuff. It's very illustrative. It's very, I don't want to say static, but it is. It's like freeze frame kind of thing. So it's a lot of inference. Like he implies a bunch of different things. He doesn't really, there's a lot of silhouettes, but it's really atmospheric. Whereas this is just like, we want to track the shots. We want to make sure you know exactly where things are at any given time. That stuck out to me for this book. I think that's it. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna get the second one. I'll probably be 60 by the time I finish reading that one, but so be it.
Is there a favorite artist on the compendium you have?
It's oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Herb Trimpe, right?
Okay.
No, Don Perlin. I think he does most of these. They're all pretty similar. Yeah, Don Perlin. I don't remember like drastic art changes, so I didn't notice from one issue to the next. I saw Don Perlin a bunch, and I just assumed he did like a ton of these, but I didn't verify at the beginning of each issue. Like this is Mike Vosberg. Yeah, Mike Vosberg. So I think it's Don Perlin and Mike Vosberg for the most part. As far as I've gotten into it, I haven't even gotten halfway through it, but
yeah.
It's pretty amazing though to me. Like growing up, I don't even think I saw G.I. Joe comics on the stand. So to see these or to have access to this is pretty cool because it's newsprint. It's really nice. It's well made. It's highly recommended. It wasn't expensive at all. I can't remember how much it was, but it's pretty cheap. Excuse me.
Guess it's my turn to go solo. So the one I have is a bit of a newer comic. It's called William of Newbury.
Oh.
It's loosely based on the writings of a 12th century monk by Michael Avon Oeming.
Oh, I know him. Isn't he the mouse guard guy?
No.
Not mouse.
He's
yeah.
And
Powers.
yeah. But like one of the things I like is that just look at this opening page.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Who's the artist? You said Michael Avon Oeming. He does everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I didn't like Powers. This looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it said he did everything. Yeah, created by Michael Avon Oeming, script, art, and letters.
That's pretty cool.
My one complaint is that the sound effects are a little weak.
Oh.
They're kind of digitally done, and
yeah.
But otherwise, it's a pretty good story. Yeah, I like how the story unfolds. It's about a monk who thinks he's going around and he's exorcising demons, the dead that are coming back to life. That are
interesting.
There's some pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, like an angel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then it also has a little bit of pagan stuff because him and his brother think that their souls were taken by fairies. And so, yeah, it's kind of an interesting mix.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that cover.
Yeah, I was seeing this on like Instagram, and I was like, okay, I gotta get that one. And I missed like the individual issues, but I saw that they had the trade paperback, so I got it. It was a 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I had to recommend that one.
Yeah, Powers, not to go off, but I wasn't a fan at all. And I know that's Bendis, and I'm not a fan of Bendis as it is, but even the artwork, there was something about it. It was too clean, too something. I know that was a long time ago at this point. That's 20 years ago or something, but that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see he's evolved for sure. The style is definitely different.
I think he's doing another series called like Paranormal something. But yeah, and plus he's doing like animal characters instead of people, so that might be it too.
Yeah, I am a big fan of the anthropomorphic stuff. I do like Mouse Guard, Mouse Templar. I think those are the only two that I've ever read, but I don't know, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, same here. I actually have a Western that I was going that way with.
That's cool.
But it's on the back burner while I work on my fantasy series. All right, what's your next book?
Sir. All right, so The Deadly Duo, the Mark Silvestri from DC. So I had read, when this first came out, I don't know how long it's been, a while, right? I read the first one, but that was it. Where is it? Book 1. Yeah, so this is book 1, and I read it, and it was cool. I mean, I'm a pretty big Mark Silvestri fan, and...
sorry to interrupt. We got an update on Tim.
Yeah?
His camera broke. He's working on something. Oh, there he is.
How about that?
All right, cool. He can pop in then.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt. So it's your turn.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry about that. My computer decided to just everything broke, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I just let him know about your update, and then you popped in. So.
Okay. Sounds good. There we go. Just got the audio in my headset. So, are we live right now?
Yep.
Oh, hi everybody. So, sorry for being late. So we're all going over the comics that we're either read or currently reading, correct?
Yes.
Alrighty. So,
but here's the kicker: you can totally lie.
Okay. Perfect.
Because nobody can know the difference.
Right. Well,
Unless we've read the same series, then we'll know.
Right. Well, this one I got recently because I was on a massive Frank Miller kick. This is Sin City.
Man.
Nice.
I just absolutely love this book. I just read it for the first time all the way through not too long ago. There's one particular page in here that just blew my mind as far as just the way he presents his art. I'm going to cover this one page because there's some other stuff, but just that that shot right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way like his shadow reveals the bricks. I don't know why. For some reason, when I first saw that, it just blew my mind. I was just like, that's so cool. So, yeah. So that's one I love the hard boiled nature of it. Frank Miller just has that style of writing that just like hits you in the face and just with no apologies and just goes, and it's, I don't know, I really like it. So yeah,
the Sin City stuff is hard to beat. It's funny because like that shot that you showed is like, if I get one shot like that in my entire life, I will be happy. Meanwhile, he has 40 every one, every issue.
There's just so many shots. Like he's just so good at like that iconic moment,
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because at first I saw all the silhouettes and I'm thinking, oh, that's just his way of, getting out of detail because you see shots like this.
Let me pull you back up.
So you see shots like this, and you're like, I mean, that's really cool, but you're like, what the heck is even going on in there?
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and you're like,
I see shoulders.
Yeah, but it kind of makes it, I don't know, it's kind of part of the fun because you're like, what's going on? But then he'll do shots like this, where he's just got little bits of glass everywhere. So he's not cheaping out on the detail just to save himself some work. He's just being very judicious as to where he uses it,
Yeah, that
And,
looks like a Gary Frank shot right there.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, so I don't know. It was just my first time reading through this. Yeah, because I admit it took me a while early on to really fully appreciate Frank Miller because I come from that era of like Joe Mad and Jim Lee and those guys, and I'm like, well, the figure work is weird, and it's just like what's like why I just don't understand why do people like this, and then as I got older and finally went through it again, I was like, okay, I get it now. So I like to think I grew as a person.
I mean, I was that way with Kirby. Like for the longest
definitely.
time, I was like, ugh, it was just a little too awkward for me. And then you just hit a point and was like, that's genius.
Yeah.
Oh, am I going to the next book? Okay.
Yeah, you were on the.
Yeah. So the Deadly Duo. The Deadly Duo. I read this first issue when it came out. Like, I don't know. Has it been a year or two? I don't know at this point. And I've been on a Silvestri kick recently. I got, I love his X-Men stuff. It's the stuff that I look at a lot. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I need to actually read the rest of the series. Like,
you need to pull that book like right in front of your face.
Kind of silly not to.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Silvestri, man. You can't go wrong.
And even with his inking style, which isn't Dan Green, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's still really cool, and I wanted to actually read these books, so I got the rest of them. So there's like 7 in the series.
Nice.
So I'm about to dig into that, which,
cool,
pretty cool. Not much to say about that, other than it's all about Silvestri's art for this.
Yeah, I know that's one I got to track down. I missed the initial announcement when that came out, but I'm a big Silvestri guy, so yeah, I need to check it out.
So heavy on art, light on story, or?
I mean, the first issue is pretty light on story for sure, but that's okay as long as the story is not obnoxious, you know. And I don't know if it gets obnoxious. I'll be honest. I don't think I even heard anybody review this at the time. Okay. So I'm going in cold, basically. It could be, it could be the worst or the best story. I have no idea. I just want to kind of look at the art, and I think it's also a good idea to check out artists like the end of their progression. And this is his end. Like this is 40 years, and he's doing some really great stuff.
Yeah.
As opposed to some other artist of his generation, who shall remain nameless. Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting to see that you don't need to like drop off. You can just still draw and do really well and do some interesting, cool stuff. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, April.
Like Dave Sim, he's in his 70s and he's still working. Yeah. And he's doing some pretty cool work.
All right, you want to take me off the screen? I'm starting to get self-conscious.
I'm just going to stare at you.
Right.
All right.
Go ahead, April.
Now it's my turn for my second book. So I got another new one.
All right.
It's called Hyde Street.
So
it's kind of an anthology, but the connecting tissue is the characters. They live on Hyde Street, and they have to collect so many souls in order to get off Hyde Street. And I'll show you I saw it at the comic shop, and this cover was what got me to buy it in the first place. And after reading it, I enjoyed the characters. So it was kind of a homage to Norman Rockwell.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
who's the artist on that?
Well, the inker is Danny Mickey.
Oh, there you go.
And then the penciler is Ivan Reyes.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is one of the sketches of the character Mr. X-Ray.
Oh, wow.
So it has a lot of stuff that would be towards the era, because each person's from a different era and time. So Mr. X-Ray, he's from the 1960s, and he was an ad man. He did the ads in comic books and stuff.
Okay.
So like he did this sea monkeys.
Oh, funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And the latest, like, this is the second of the first volume. So I haven't read this.
I actually have one of those issues, but I don't, it's somewhere. I
Oh,
haven't read it yet, though.
They did the monster cereals.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yeah, it's
Cartoonized.
yeah, crispy Creature Crisp is what it's called. And then there's
Love
Sugar
it.
Scream and Dr. Jelly and Mr. Peanut Butter. And they
Nice.
did like a little comic version too.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, but it's a pretty fun story. I didn't like the when they introduced Miss Goodbody, because she's like a fitness instructor from the 80s, and so
Oh.
they kind of went with that kind of art, the open line.
Okay.
And part of
Oh,
it
yeah.
was the inking style of like the
They're trying to mimic that era of inking.
yeah, and they did it
Gotcha.
for like 2 issues, and yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Like
It must have been hard for Danny Mickey not to just go into detail with all of that.
oh
I was gonna say, yeah, there you
Wow.
go.
yeah,
That's,
that was a different artist that did the
Jeez.
part with
I know.
the Miss Goodbody, and then the writing is similar to the setup is like the Twilight Zone,
Mhm.
so it gives like a little background to each character as it's going through, and it's very enjoyable.
Man, I need to learn how to draw.
Same. Oh my god. I know what you mean.
That
Same here.
hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
All right.
So, did I miss your first book, Fabrizio?
Oh, yeah. It was the G.I. Joe Compendium.
Oh, I want to
Just
read
like-
that.
Fuck,
Oh
it's-
my god. Is
it's-
that the is that the Michael Golden era stuff or
No, well, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
I'm only this far.
Well, why are you only that far? Jeez.
But I love it. I
Ah, that's
really do love it. So I picked up the second compendium. I have the first and second G.I. Joe compendium and the first Transformers compendium.
Oh,
I
nice.
will be reading those in retirement. Like
Nice.
I'm like, yes, I'll have another serving of tapioca pudding, and I'll just be
I want my snake eyes, please.
yeah.
Yes.
This was the one that I shared, William and Newberry.
Okay. Lift it up just a little bit. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. That kind of reminds me of Redwall a little bit. I don't know if you remember that.
And I was showing the pages too.
Oh, dude. That's cool.
One
That's cool.
artist.
Love
It's,
it.
Michael Avon Oming.
Okay.
It's your turn again.
Okay, so this one is not by any means niche or anything. It's about as mainstream as it gets, but it's one of my favorite possessions. I'm a huge fan of Joe Madureira. I've never been shy about that. So it's this hardcover book I got for $8 randomly at a.
Oh, nice.
I got this randomly for $8 at a comic book shop, and it's got one Spider-Man story and one Wolverine story. The Spider-Man story is, pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but it's just the art in it is just incredible.
Yeah.
I love the way he does like his Hulk. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
I just like just the shapes he uses, and like I've stolen that hand pose, like the way Hulk's fist is. I try to. I love the way he does his fists, especially those big bulky guys. But then you got where'd he go? Shots Lake. So basically, there's this big marathon going down in New York, and of course, Mole Man with all of his moloids or whatever come and attack all the runners. So you got this double.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's been my day today. So you got this giant double
Damn.
page. And what's really cool about this book is
Jeez.
right. And what's really cool about this is the book. They have the pencil version because this book they colored on top of his pencils. They didn't ink any of them. So which is really fascinating because looking at these, you can understand why, because his pencils are so tight that you're like, they don't really need the inking. Come on, where to go? But like, there's some pencils of like his big monster guy coming in.
Yeah, that's worth it just for that, to see that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm a big process junkie. But there's this beat that he has with Wolverine. He's easily my favorite Wolverine artist, and I realize that's not a hot take by any means, but so basically, spoiler alert, the Kingpin has got the Kingpin's in control of the Hand at this point, and they're trying to resurrect somebody that Elektra thinks is Bullseye, and so Elektra's all like, can't have that, so she gets Wolverine in to help her out. But like, he does things like this where you got Wolverine fighting the Hand, and then how he just makes him like an absolute monster, just like
wow. Yeah,
and you can watch, if you look at the face of that one ninja dude, he's just like, oh gosh, oh jeez, and just like the straight up detail of the chain. Again, this is all colored straight over his pencils.
Jeez, yeah.
Nice sound effect too.
What?
Yeah.
What year was that?
Let's see. Manufactured between July 2013 and September 2013.
Interesting.
So first printing of this is 2013. So it's Avenging Spider-Man 1 through 3 and Savage Wolverine 6 through 8. But there's also this one little story beat that I just absolutely... I did a little impromptu dramatic reading of it. It's on my YouTube channel. But so basically the Hand have called up these, kind of otherworldly, people here that are supposed to help protect the Hand or whatever from, are supposed to help protect the Hand while they're doing whatever. And so basically, isn't that awesome?
Yes.
And yeah, it's just those facial expressions. It's just so good. So anyway, so this guy here, so the blind guy, he's saying basically, if this big dude here turns around and locks eyes with you, basically, there's no depth you could crawl, no mountain you could climb where he wouldn't track you down and kill you, kind of a thing. And so as he's telling the story, so he's talking, doing this thing, and he's kind of setting up the guy here, and he's like warning him, basically, do not, this is hard as it looks, do not, let the guy see you because you'll be dead. And you see Wolverine picking up a rock, and then he just hucks it at the dude. And then the guy locks eyes, and you see Wolverine just like, right here, bub. And then goes on, and then takes him on. And I just freaking love that. And then there's a great little line with, of course, you got the big hero shot.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And this little bit here where he was like, never have I... how's it
Drawing skills we can all aspire to.
I know. But there's a great line here where he's like, I've never mourned the loss of my eyes in the exodus they undertook, but I believe I would have liked to have seen that. And so there's just a lot of great moments. There's one last shot that he did of Wolverine where you just see him going pure feral, and he just makes him look like almost like a monster almost. Here it is. Okay, so I got a little setup. So you see basically Wolverine's getting his butt kicked by this dude, and you see him just getting madder and madder and angrier, and just the rage is building. And then he just goes pure, just with
Very
it. Cool.
Yeah.
So like whenever I'm like really feeling bad about myself as an artist, I just look at this and make myself feel worse. But as inspiration as well. There's a shot with Elektra that I've tried to recreate so many times. Where'd it go? Like this panel, this shot right here of her coming into the window. I don't know.
Yeah, that's nice.
I've tried recreating that so many times and failed, but just like the shape of her hand, I don't know, just the way he does hands, I really like that. And I don't know, I love his art, so I could gush on Joe Matt all day. So we'll leave it there for now. But yeah, that's one of my all-time faves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Back
All
to
right,
me.
it's your turn.
So follow that.
So yeah, this
No.
isn't even a comic book, but I just finished this
Okay.
book. I'm like, this will be a vaguely interesting topic.
Sure.
So this is the book. It's called The Curse He Chose. And there's a nun that I follow on Twitter, and she's an author. And she posted, it's a vampire book. And I'm like, I have to support this nun writer who's writing about vampires. I mean,
Right.
not to mention, I've probably read every vampire book available,
Right.
But it was young adult, right? And I've never read a young adult book in my entire life. So I'm like, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean? Because when I was young, it was like you read kids' books, like kids books, and then there was just other books. There wasn't young adult when I was growing up. So you're reading Stephen King at 13. There's some pretty intense stuff in Stephen King. So anyway, I'm like, I don't even know what young adult means. So first of all, the book I thought it was a good book. She's a good writer.
Okay.
You could tell it was young adult, and I guess that's the point. And in my head, and you guys can give input because I've never read a young adult story.
Yeah.
The difference between young adult and sort of like regular books, for the most part, it's devoid of like metaphor or like double meanings or anything like that. It's just very straightforward. Does not use a lot of big words. Now, granted, I'm a word snob, so
Right.
that wouldn't affect me.
Right.
But it was pretty interesting. It wasn't sort of like overtly, obnoxiously,
Down.
in your face. I thought it was well done, and I'll probably read her other stuff. But it was just a book.
So when you say you can tell that it was a YA, like what was it that stuck out to you?
The lack of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can see this being for a younger person. But again, when I was growing up, there was no such thing. So I didn't even know what that meant.
Right.
Which is kind of sad because at that age you should be reading metaphors and all
Yeah.
the stuff that makes for good literature.
Yeah, I
Television.
also think people today, no offense to youngins, they're
I'm old enough to be considered old, so I'll continue to go with it.
like they're not equipped to handle most of that stuff. Like any stats I see on like reading skills, it's so bad that I'm like, okay, I get it. In 2006, if you want to appeal to like a certain demographic. Anyway, it was very interesting because even comic books, like I've been asked, is Horace H. Hoover an all ages book? I'm like, I don't think so. I would have read it when I was a kid,
Right.
Same here.
but that doesn't necessarily. Like today is a very different time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was reading Punisher when I was a kid, so like I
Yeah.
can't, and I turned out just fine. But yeah, say what you want. I don't. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Dad. I'll have to call you back later. Yeah, it's funny because kind
Was
of
that
like you.
Clutch?
Well, it was. That's my ringtone. I'm glad you're the only person I know that's actually recognized that when I play it. That's awesome.
That's funny.
So
Yeah.
we're actually going to jump to you, Tim, because I think I got a delivery coming here soon, so I got to step away for a second.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put it on solo for you, and then I'll come up the rear.
Okay, because I do have thoughts on the young adult thing too. So, but yeah, I guess we can go ahead and do this. This thing is a big monster. I haven't finished it yet. Haven't finished it yet, but it is the omnibus Dan Brereton's Nocturnals, and both these omnibuses are on Amazon. They're like $25 a piece, so they're extremely reasonable. And Dan Brereton, all of his artwork all the pages are all wash paintings.
Oh wow.
And it's really cool stuff. Yeah, and it's a real fun kind of a not. It's like horror, but it's not. Like it's like the fun kind of horror.
Yeah.
So like you got all these different mutants and people. Like here's yeah. Oh, jeez, I'm blanking on his name. It's been a little bit since I've read it, but Doctor Horror, I think is his name. But anyway, and then this girl right here is his daughter. So this guy is the main dude. He's a vampire, and then his daughter here, she's called Halloween Girl, and she has like a little trick or treat pumpkin thing that holds all of these little toys and candies that are possessed by different spirits.
Huh.
And so she can pull them out of her jug anytime she wants, and they'll just go and do her bidding for her, which is pretty sweet. Probably my favorite character though is a guy, if I get a good shot of him, it's called the Gun Witch. He's one of the coolest.
Sweet.
So he's a homunculus, and he protects Halloween Girl. He never talks, and he apparently those balls hanging from his hat are supposed to help him like smell better because he's technically dead, and like nobody likes the smell of him or being close except for Halloween Girl. She's just like not bothered by anything. She's like, oh, I love him. He's the best. But when Gun Witch shows up, things go down, and he's such a cool character. There's just tons of characters in this. But again, the fact that they're all wash paintings.
Yeah, the art is fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And I've seen some interviews with Dan Burrington. I'd love to meet him personally, but he seems like a super cool dude. And again, this whole omnibus, giant hardcover omnibus was like $25 on Amazon.
I gotta pick that up.
It's an easy recommend. There's a second one too, which I also of course have. I'm working my way through this one, but just the way he gets in the colors, like when he wants to get spooky, he kind of blues it up a bit, and
yeah.
Oh, I know. So the first time I started reading this, I immediately went and got a gouache kit, and then realized how hard they were to use, and I was like, well, okay then.
Yeah, that's one of those things, like, you gotta commit to gouache for 20 years. Like, it's nice, though. Man, a fully painted comic, that's the dream.
I love this guy. His name is Raccoon. He's kind of he's one of those guys where, like, he kind of plays both sides, you never really know who he's gonna side with, but he's really fun. Trying to get there's a cool page of Halloween Girl in her basket, in her bucket. I'm trying to find it.
Damn
it says,
it.
Good.
I was going to say, that's unavailable right now.
No!
You can always hit up Dan Burrington and see if he's selling them.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll check other places.
I must have got him a good time then, because I must have lucked out.
Wasn't he kickstarting it at one point?
Well, he did a Kickstarter for an art book, and which I got recently. I can actually go get that; it's in my other room. But it was just kind of more art and pinups and stuff. And then there was, I think there was another story that he was kickstarting too that he was going to do. Where'd it go?
All right. Do you guys want to do one more book after?
I'm okay. I kind of want. I'm kind of interested in talking a little more about the young adult thing. I got some things to say on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't find it. But if I find it, I'll post it to you guys. But there's just a really cool shot of her somewhere with her toys. Because like all the toys and stuff she has in her basket are all possessed by spirits and stuff. I was watching an interview with Dan Burrington, and they were asking him how Halloween Girl came about, and he said his daughter was 9 at the time. This was the 90s, and he asked her what she wanted to be for Halloween, and she said, "I want to be Halloween Girl," and he just thought that was so cute, and so he decided to make that her. But like, I don't know, you can kind of see her with that little mischievous little thing. And so this little doll just came out of that pumpkin, and you just never know what little spirits are going to be in there or what they're going to do.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so they're really fun. A lot of twists and turns, but it's just kind of just good fun stuff, you know. Yeah, like trying to paint the fire. Like you got this guy here who lights on fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fire line.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I
like
tried
that's what,
drawing it once.
I tried drawing him. Once, and I didn't even bother trying to color him because I'm like, yeah. Well, that's to me, especially like with traditional art, getting that light, like to make it look like something's lit up, like that's a skill that's so beyond me. Like
Yeah, I think part of it is a lot of it's going to be there's going to be a core light and then the
yeah,
color
I mean,
around it.
I get that you got to make everything darker, but around it, but yeah, then you get shots like that where you're just like, whoa,
Nice.
that's cool. I'm not like always like, I don't know. I'm kind of of two minds with painted comics because when they're done like this, I love them, but I don't know. There's still something to be said about the, I don't know, line art. So I kind of go back and forth. But like I said, when they're done this well, I'm cool with it.
There are people that do a little bit of both, so they'll do like the money shots will be a painted page, and
You
then
can take me off full screen.
okay. I thought you just wanted to hang out for a second.
Yeah. All right. Right. It's all about me.
So the third one I picked, I had grabbed a backup just in case because I wasn't sure if you were going to share it, Tim.
Okay.
But going
I
with,
thought about it.
Ghost Pepper. This is another newer comic by
Ludo Lullaby.
yeah, and he's
Ludo Lullaby. That's probably how you pronounce it.
he's writer, artist, and letterer.
Oh, I didn't know you did the lettering too. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's kind of a sci-fi. Has a little bit of fantasy element to it. But
Yeah.
the artwork is gorgeous. He's really good at doing. Well, his character designs are pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, he kind of first time I ever saw him, he was doing. He did stuff for Joe Mad for that Battle Chasers book that came out. That he did the artwork for that, and then which I haven't read yet. I need to look that up. But but now he's doing his own thing, and you can tell he's having a blast working on that book because the story is just absurd in the best way possible.
Yeah, I haven't read past like this point. This is like the first.
Oh, okay.
I think, but
yeah, I think I'm. Go ahead. I think I'm up to. I think I have up to issue 7 or 8. I need to read them though. I'm way behind.
yeah, I'm planning on doing the trade paperbacks, just like
Okay.
with Hyde Street, just because since it's an ongoing series, that's
Yeah.
probably the
Fair enough.
best way for me to go about doing it. But
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think I'm going to insert this. The thing I've noticed at cons is nobody wants single issues if they can avoid it. Like nobody
Really?
will go up to your table and buy single issues if there's a collected. Zero people. That's such a
Interesting.
uniquely Twitter. It's such a really unique segment of the comic book crowd that still want that if they can get if their options are I can buy 5 issues right now or get it collected. That everybody gets it collected every time.
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering do you think it might be due because that's how like most mangas are produced. You know, at least when they come to the U.S.
Yeah, maybe.
They're all producing those collecting, in those chapter collections or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a theory. I don't know, but
yeah, probably that's part of it, and then also that
instant
you're getting
gratification.
one book instead of like 5 books.
Yeah, it's just a different thing. I get it. I do it too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Well, like I
Certain
know-
series.
yeah, well, it's like I never forget when I was a kid years ago. My sister, while she was out traveling doing something, she came back and bought me this Hulk book, and it was a single issue comic, and it was number 4 in a 6-issue story arc. and that was the only bit of that story I had. And like 20 years later, I finally find the third issue of that story arc at a comic book store, and I'm like, wait a minute. And like, but I still remembered it. So I'm like, crap. So I finally found them all. I finally found the rest of them and collected those.
Like
But,
this one, I got the floppies for, but that's an 8.
Yeah, that one I might. I was debating about that because about getting the individuals or getting the collectors whenever that comes out of the trade and that.
Well,
But
I was already like 5 issues in. I'm like, it's an 8-issue series. I'll just get the,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
the singles.
I read the first 2 issues. The artwork is incredible. I think
Yeah.
the story so far is a little light, but
I didn't
Yeah.
see it. Was that Skin Breakers? What was that?
Yeah, it's
David
the-
Finch and Robert Kirkman,
Was it
right?
Skin Breaker, right?
Skinbreaker,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically,
I had
Yeah.
the first issue. Yeah.
okay,
That's
Yeah.
as far as I got.
same.
I
But
didn't really care for the time jump, but
it was a little, yeah, the story's a little bit all over the place. But again, with the artwork, it's like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Kirkman, but I read Walking Dead a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, it's all right.
I felt that, yeah, I felt that way too. I got the first couple trades of it, and yeah, especially that first trade, man. Boy, it just, you're like, you're here, and all of a sudden you're over here. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I've only
so-
read the first issue on the Walking Dead. Sorry to interrupt.
I did
No,
like
it's
I did
okay.
like some of the Invincible stuff. I did like that. I think his story ideas are good. I think sometimes pacing can be a bit of an issue, but
Yeah, it's funny. Like skill is not a determiner of
right.
popularity, and sometimes that's really apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just so happens that people liked it, but it's not because he's Frank Miller or Alan
Right.
Moore or anything like that. He's just, I don't know.
Yeah. He's just one of those guys that's making something. Well, I mean, because he didn't really become like a big name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't really become a big name until the Walking Dead show, right? Like his comics are obviously out there, but I never heard of him until the Walking Dead show.
The book was a big success.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I don't know. I've never met anybody who said, "Oh my God, those comics are amazing."
Right.
I'm like they're fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I gave up on that book the same reason I gave up on Game of Thrones. I was like, there's a point where it's like there's only so much misery I can take in one.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm okay with dark and depressing. I'm totally cool with that. But you know, you got to give me. There's a point where it just turns into nihilism or just misery porn, and you're like, okay,
That's
my
100.
opinion.
That's 100% what it is. That's
Yeah.
because George R.R. Martin is a freak show. That's why.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, well, you're talking about the YA stuff earlier,
Yeah.
and like one kind of apples and apples comparison I can give is there's an author named Joe Abercrombie who I'm a huge fan of. He has a series called The First Law, which is very much an adult fantasy book, and then he did a series called The Shattered Sea, which is more of a YA book. And I only read the first one of that one, but it's really solid. But he said the main thing that made the Shattered Sea book young adult is he cut out the swearing, and there's basically just made it more of a PG-13 rather than a hard R like the.
Right.
He said he wrote the book that he would have wanted to read when he was a 14-year-old boy, and the main characters are younger and that kind of stuff. And he does simplify some things, but at least he doesn't dumb anything down in his writing, which I like. He's still got that great play on words that he does a lot, and he throws like curveballs at you that I can imagine being a little kid. You're like, how would I feel in that situation? What would I think in that situation? What would I do? And you're like, whoa, that's heavy. But anyway. So,
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of give me something way above my current level.
Yes.
And I actually, my wife laughs at me. I have my dictionary from when I was a kid. I still have it. It's next to my nightstand. It's on my
Nice.
nightstand. That's been there for 40 years or whatever. And it's because as soon as I would find a word I didn't know, I'd look it up. I wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
whatever. No, I had to look it up. I had to know what it meant because I
Yep.
didn't want to keep looking up words. So even to this day, I try to find the hardest books humanly possible, philosophy or whatever it is,
Right.
to just wrap my head around it.
I did the same thing when I was in school, because they did like where you're like, oh, you read at this grade level, so you should be reading books at this grade level. And I'm like, no, that's not how you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
That's just gonna keep you at that level.
Yeah.
So I was like looking for the books that were above it, and yeah,
Mhm.
I got my reading pretty good. I fell out of reading for a while, but part of it was just I needed reading glasses. That kind of it's a little bit
Well,
of a barrier.
Yeah, I was one of those kids though. Like reading was something I had to do for school, and so there was just no interest in it. And then, I was at the age when Harry Potter books were just coming out,
Yeah.
and I saw kids on the school bus with those giant, those huge tomes, and I was just like, who would want to ever read that? Because that's just boring and whatever. I was like, comics are awesome, movies are the way to go. I thankfully have seen the error of my ways, but when I was watching movies, like my dad would show me The Godfather and all of these older movies that like they didn't dumb things down. It's like, okay, well, what do you think about that? Okay, or we'd watch old Star Trek, and they would show you two sides of a situation and kind of how do you feel about that? What would you think? And and I think there's a lot of that where they dumb things down, or nowadays there's that whole, they call it, was it second screen viewing nowadays, which I absolutely can't stand. So anyway, I have a whole soapbox. I'll get off of that. I'll get off of it now.
I will say this: like you should have a target market in mind.
Yeah,
And that's why, like for me, Jorge Tuver, I'm the target market,
exactly.
and
I'm the target market too.
thank you.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know. I try not to think of what a 12-year-old thinks about. I call it light cannibalism in my book. Because then you get in your head and you're like, oh, geez, but what if a 10-year-old reads it and blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
like, no, you know what? I can't.
See, when I was growing up, I watched like Gladiator when I was a
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Patriot and Master and Commander,
Yeah.
So I was way
Yeah.
past that point.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you're just like, well, it kind of made you feel, as a kid, I think the worst thing you can do to a kid is talk down to them because
Mhm.
kids can sense that, really quick. They hate it. Like I've been listening to the audiobook, the full cast audiobooks of the Harry Potter books. I'm in the Prisoner of Azkaban right now, the third book, and like they're clearly meant for kids because there's a lot of fun stuff that like kids would like, but there's also some pretty hard lessons that give those kids. And like
Yeah.
Snape is a jerk. It's like if I were a kid and I had that professor coming at me, like I would not come back. I don't care how bad the Dursleys are. But it's kind of cool.
I always think about A Christmas Carol, my favorite story, and
Yeah, that's a good one.
you watch it when you're 5 years old, and you're like, that Scrooge is a big old meanie,
Yep.
and then
I
you
would
watch
like
it.
Scrooge.
Then you watch it at 15, you're like, oh, he's not so bad. Then you watch it at 50, he's like, I feel bad for Scrooge. He's
got
so
a
low,
point.
So like if you
I jumped
ain't
the track on that one. I was like,
Yeah.
Scrooge
Yeah.
is the main man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scrooge
so
is awesome.
you can look at the same story in different ways,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you get older.
Right, or like those old Batman animated series shows.
Yeah.
I loved them as a kid. I got the Blu-ray set of them, and like you watch them now, and yeah, like you said, you can see them in a whole different way because they didn't talk down to you as a kid, so you felt
Yeah.
cool when you were like, oh, I think I figured out the mystery. I figured out what's going on. But then nowadays, you catch all the all the little things that they threw in there for the older crowd.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even just some of like the jokes they throw in that were definitely not meant for kids. But yeah, I don't know. I think I like it when they, especially for youngins, like so just don't talk down.
I mean,
That's why
I'll talk down to adults.
Oh,
But
absolutely, because they need
not talk down to kids.
it. Exactly. So this is why we do that. Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
So
All right.
next week, I will be streaming on Monday.
Okay.
But on Monday, Dave Sim is launching Can 12, which is basically he does portfolios of like the artwork from like the different telephone books.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna do a launch stream for that.
That's
So
cool.
if you guys want to jump in on that, that'd
Yeah,
be
maybe.
cool.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But
Uh,
I need to read more Dave Sim, I think, before I'd be eligible to contribute to that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I know you're all caught up, probably. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love comics, but
Same.
but there's just so many things I want to read. It is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. You just got to pick your battles.
Right.
But with the fact that you like to read, I think that would be one that. Sorry to go for because he does have the wrong thing, but he does have like the literature pieces throughout. Like the one Can 13, I think I said Can 12 is Can 13, which is the Going Home one, is the one where he parodies F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah, it's on my list, 100%. Like, I can't die before I read at least some of it. That list is getting long, though.
Let alone he was
I hear you.
nominated for an Eisner Award. You know,
Yeah.
I know. Friend of mine are always saying there's just too much media to consume.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it took me about a year, but the part of that was just getting.
Oh my God.
Getting the phone books, you know.
My God. Yeah, I don't even know. I have to quit my job.
Right.
Like, when I was young, I will say this, I really took advantage of not having a job. Like, I started reading it, I don't know, like novels that will say 14.
Yeah.
All the way to the end of college and then some. And I took advantage of the fact that I had nothing else to do. But as time has gone by, it's like you get squeezed.
I remember those days of binge reading a series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, comics I used to all the time. Yeah. Well, the first thing I ever started really binge reading was the Ultimate Spider-Man. I would get those. I would get the trades because I had a job back then, so I get my paycheck and I go to the Barnes and Noble and get the next trade in the series, and I got up until Mark Bagley left the book, and yeah, those were fun. But anyway, sorry, I could ramble. I know we got to go.
Yeah, so I was like,
Sounds good.
Read a lot of manga. The funny thing is, like, when I was going to school, like, Harry Potter was still popular.
Yeah.
But I never read it. I read other things.
I'm very late to the Harry Potter game, I know, but I'm getting into it. It's fun.
I read the first book on a book called Inkheart, which I liked the concept. I didn't like the main character. I liked one of the side characters in it, which that happened a lot too, where I'd like one character in the story, but not the main character.
Yeah.
I only read the part of the second book, and then I gave up on it because I just didn't like it. But the concept I liked was that there was people that had like a silver tongue where when they read something out loud, it would actually bring something from the book a lot to life.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
There's one book, I need to find it. I haven't read it in forever. It's called Chew. Any of you guys ever read that one?
No.
I know of it.
Yeah, basically, it's this world where like everybody, if they have superpowers, they're food based, and so the main guy, anything he eats, he learns all the memories of it.
Oh, that's
cool. So then he gets hired by the local PD to help solve murders, and you can see where that goes. And so it's very darkly comical, but it's pretty fun.
It's funny because there was a TV show which was based on a comic book called iZombie or something.
Yeah.
Which is very similar. She eats parts of his brain, like. So
I saw the first season of that.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see when those comics came out. Who came out first?
Well, I think Chew is a very different tone because like iZombie is a little more serious, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's kind of fun.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Because Chew is like ridiculous. Where, like the FDA is like taking over. They're like up there with the CS or the CIA and FBI. Like, and
That's funny.
like chicken has just been outlawed, and for whatever reason, we don't know why yet. But like, yeah, there's this person who writes food reviews and can make people taste it based on how they write it. So like, if
Oh,
they
that's
don't.
cool.
So, like, if they really hate a restaurant, they can write it in a way where people read it and literally will throw up.
That's funny.
It's just absolutely ridiculous, but I love it.
Yeah, I remember there was this one book that I read. That one I read part of the second book. It was called like Curse Workers or something like that.
Okay.
And the main character's family was basically part of a mafia family, and each one had like different powers. And the main character thought he didn't have any powers, but then it turned out he was like a shape-shifting one. And like every time they used their power, there was a consequence to it. So, like one guy could make someone forget something, but then he'd also forget. So it kind of bounces back on them. Stuff like
Okay.
that. The first book was interesting. After that, it was kind of.
Sounds good.
Well, the next time we do this, I will be showing G.I. Joe Compendium again because I will still be reading.
Still be
it.
working through it. Yeah. Fair
I think
enough.
I'm gonna try to finish Fable because I have that one by Bill
Yeah.
Willingham.
Well, yeah, I read the first trade of that, which I freaking loved.
And then,
I won't spoil. I guess I got a couple other ideas for books I'll bring next time, but I don't know if I want to spoil those or not.
then
I mean,
try
whatever.
finishing.
One's called Five Ghosts, which is really good.
Oh, that one sounds.
Anyway,
I also got Monsters Are Our Business, and maybe I'll finish Skinbreaker. We'll see.
okay.
I still think Skinbreaker sounds like an acne cream, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, basically,
May cause dryness and rash. Yeah.
it's basically like you live in the shadows unless your skin breaks
Yeah.
from the sun.
Yeah.
Hey, Kirkman is a famous millionaire comic
Hey,
book.
you know-
what do I know?
Exactly. I know nothing.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have acne cream ads on the back.
That'd be great. Tired of your dry skin? Get Skin Breakers.
We could
Dermatologist
always
approved.
review Horace H. Hoover, but I think that's low hanging fruit, right?
Might be a little bit of a bias on the.
Yeah.
on the-
I just happened to be rereading issue 3.
and it's brilliant. Yes,
Absolutely.
just genius.
Genius.
That could be really awkward though. If like there's an episode where like, you know what, this one didn't really. That could be really awkward. That could be really awkward. Oh man, wow, he really bombed it here. Oh my god.
The anatomy, bro.
I don't know what they were thinking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for the
that's
record,
when.
I did like the book. For the record, I
Thank
liked
you,
the book
thank
a
you,
lot, yes.
thank you.
Yeah, same.
I was pushing him on everybody I knew. So
Appreciate it.
Yeah, same here. I bought a second copy for my friend.
oh right
Once
on.
I got her
Thanks.
into it. Though she was angry that I got her into a series that wasn't finished yet. I'm like, he's working on it.
I'm working on it. I just
That's fine.
finished the other one.
How's your
Yeah,
mom doing, by the way?
it's called
What's that?
comics. They come out.
How's your shoulder?
Oh, yeah.
Better.
What did you do to it?
Long-term issues or whatever, and
Ah.
it came to a head, and I had to just stop doing everything, drawing,
Oh, no.
playing guitar. Like I just had to, like, sit on the couch and watch TV. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't know how. Like I can't not be doing something like with my arms. Like it's very
Yeah.
strange.
Is it like a rotator cuff thing? Or is
Yeah,
it- Mm,
I just had to have extreme. Anyway,
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad it's doing better.
Yeah.
thank you.
Likewise. Yeah. I know a few people who have had those issues, so that's rough.
Brutal.
Alrighty. Well, hope that heals
Cool.
up quick for you.
Yeah, well, this is fun. Thanks for
sure.
having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me as well.
Y'all have a good day, and we'll see you maybe next week if you can make it. If not, that's okay.
Sure.
All right. Hopefully my
Evening.
camera won't be broke by then. All right. See you guys.
Bye.